How much money is your company burning every single day? Not on salaries, not on rent, not on marketing, but on the invisible silent cost of searching for information. The consulting giant McKinsey put a number on it. They found that the average knowledge worker, your average salaried employee in the United States, spends nearly 20% of their workweek just looking for internal information. Let that sink in. 20%. That is one full day every single week per employee gone. Vanished. For a team of 50 people, that's like paying 10 employees to do nothing but play a frustrating game of digital hide-and-seek. For a company of 500, you're flushing the salaries of 100 people right down the drain. This isn't just a rounding error on a balance sheet. This is a multi-million-dollar problem hiding in plain sight in almost every American company. Think about Sarah, a top sales executive at a fast-growing tech company in Austin. She's about to jump on a huge, company-making call with a Fortune 500 prospect. She needs the latest case study, the one with the updated ROI figures. She checks the shared drive. Nothing. She pings her manager on Slack. He thinks marketing has it. She messages the marketing channel. The project lead is on vacation, and her deputy sends over a file named Case Sarah breathes a sigh of relief, jumps on the call, presents the data, and gets called out. The prospect on the other end says, "That's interesting. Your competitor showed us a case study from your company last week with much better numbers." Her heart sinks. She used an old version. The deal stalls. Confidence is shattered. And it all happened because the right information was impossible to find at the moment it was needed most. This chaos is happening in your organization right now. It's the new hire in customer support, sitting in their remote office in Chicago, taking 3 times as long to resolve a ticket because the process document is buried in a forgotten email thread from 2019. It's the engineering team in Seattle accidentally rebuilding a software component that another team in Boston already perfected 6 months ago, wasting thousands of dollars in developer time. It's the constant, low-grade hum of frustration from employees asking the same questions over and over in public channels. Where is the latest brand guide? Who do I talk to about an expense report? Is this the approved logo or the old one? This isn't a failure of your people. It's a failure of your system, or more accurately, your lack of one. We've built incredible businesses, but we're still managing our most valuable asset, our collective knowledge, like it's a messy garage stuffing mission-critical information into a labyrinth of shared drives, chat threads, email inboxes, and personal hard drives. This digital clutter is the silent killer of productivity, innovation, and morale. But what if you could change that? What if you could build a central brain for your organization? A single, reliable source of truth where every policy, every process, every project detail, every piece of hard-won wisdom lives, breathes, and is instantly accessible to the right person at the right time. That's not a fantasy. That is the power of enterprise knowledge management. And over the next few minutes, I am going to give you the definitive guide to the 5 best systems on the market today, specifically for USA-based teams, so you can stop the bleeding and turn your company's chaos into a competitive advantage. Now you might be thinking, great, another top 5 list of software. This is not that. We're not just going to show you a bunch of logos and pricing pages. We are going to give you a framework for how to make the right choice for your business. We're going to dissect each of these 5 platforms through the lens of what matters to American companies right now. We'll talk about data residency. Is your sensitive company data being stored here in the US or somewhere overseas? We'll look at compliance with crucial regulations like the California Consumer Privacy Act. We'll analyze how seamlessly these systems integrate with the tools your team already lives in every day: Slack, Microsoft Teams, Salesforce, Jira, you name it. We're going to break down each system across 4 critical pillars. Usability. Is it so easy to use that your team will actually adopt it? Or is it another clunky piece of software destined to become shelfware? Integration. Does it play nice with your existing tech stack, or does it create more data silos? Scalability. Can it grow with you from a 50-person startup to a 5,000-person enterprise? And finally, security. How well does it protect your most valuable intellectual property from threats both internal and external? By the end of this video, you won't just know the names of the top 5 EKM systems. You will have a crystal clear understanding of which one is the perfect fit for your company's size, your industry, and your unique culture. Whether you're a high-growth SaaS company in Silicon Valley trying to scale your support team, a manufacturing firm in the Midwest trying to preserve the knowledge of a retiring workforce, or a distributed marketing agency with team members from Miami to Portland, you will walk away with an actionable plan. We're going to look at everything from the all-in-one giants to the nimble, AI-powered newcomers that are changing the game. We'll cover their biggest strengths, their surprising weaknesses, and the exact type of team that will get the most value out of each. This is the conversation you should be having in your boardroom. This is the decision that can unlock tens of thousands of hours of productive time and save you from making catastrophic, multi-million-dollar mistakes based on outdated information. But before we dive into our number 5 system, we have to address the single biggest mistake that 99% of companies make when they start this journey. It's not choosing the wrong software. It's choosing a software before they truly understand the problem they're trying to solve. You see, not all knowledge is created equal. The information your company is losing right now falls into 3 distinct categories. And if you don't know what they are, you'll end up buying a hammer when you really need a screwdriver. So first, we're going to quickly diagnose your company's specific knowledge leak. We'll identify the 3 types of knowledge, help you figure out which one is costing you the most, and then we'll reveal the first system on our list, which is specifically designed to solve one of those core problems better than anyone else. Let's get started. Alright, let's break down the hidden architecture of knowledge inside your company. Think of it like a building. Some parts are the visible structure, the blueprints, the support beams, the things you can point to and measure. Other parts are the electrical wiring and plumbing hidden in the walls, the systems that make everything actually work. And finally, there's the foundation, buried deep underground, that gives the entire structure its stability and purpose. These are the 3 types of knowledge, and every single US company, from a 10-person startup in Silicon Valley to a Fortune 500 giant in New York, is built on them. First, you have explicit knowledge. This is the easy stuff. This is the what. It's any information that can be easily written down, codified, and stored. Think of your employee handbooks, your sales scripts, your process documentation, your company's public financial reports, the code in your GitHub repository. It's the blueprint of your business. If you can save it as a PDF or put it in a wiki, it's explicit knowledge. The problem here isn't that this knowledge is hard to understand. It's that it gets lost, becomes outdated, or is impossible to find when you need it. It's the digital equivalent of a massive, disorganized filing cabinet where half the files are from 1998. Second, there's implicit knowledge. This is much trickier. This is the how. It's the practical application of explicit knowledge. It's the skill you learn through experience. You can't just read a book to become a great public speaker. You have to do it. You can't just read a manual to become an expert negotiator. You have to be in the room. This is the knowledge your senior software engineer has about navigating your legacy codebase. It's the instinct your top salesperson has for knowing exactly which feature to highlight for a specific client. It's knowledge that's demonstrated through action. The massive danger with implicit knowledge is that it's stored in your people. And when those people walk out the door, the knowledge goes with them. It's not in the filing cabinet. It's in their head. Third and most elusive is tacit knowledge. This is the why. This is the foundation. It's the most personal and hardest to articulate. It's your intuition, your gut feelings, your deeply held beliefs and values that shape your decisions. It's the company founder's unwritten vision for the future. It's the shared understanding and trust within a high-performing team that lets them innovate at lightning speed. Tacit knowledge is the cultural secret sauce. It's the reason why 2 companies can have the exact same explicit blueprints and the same experienced people, yet one soars while the other fails. You can't write it down in a memo. You can't teach it in a training session. It's absorbed through mentorship, observation, and shared experience. So, which one of these is bleeding your company dry? Let's do a quick diagnostic. Ask yourself this. Is your team's biggest frustration hunting for information? Are people constantly asking in Slack, "Where's the latest logo?" Or, "What's the process for expense reports again?" Do new hires take months to become productive because they can't find the basic answers they need? If that sounds familiar, you have an explicit knowledge problem. Your blueprints are a mess. Or is your biggest fear your top performers resigning? When a key person goes on vacation, does an entire process grind to a halt? Do you find yourself saying, "We have to wait for Dave to get back"? Only he knows how to run that system? Are you watching years of experience and skill walk out the door with every retirement or resignation? If that's your nightmare, you have a critical implicit knowledge problem. The wiring in your walls is being ripped out. Or perhaps it's something deeper. Does your company feel disconnected? As you've grown, has that original startup magic faded? Do different departments feel like they're working for different companies? Is there a lack of trust or innovation? Do people know what to do, but they've lost the why? So, you're suffering from a tacit knowledge crisis. Your foundation is cracking. Most companies fail at knowledge management because they buy a tool that tries to solve all three problems at once and ends up solving none of them well. The key is to identify your most painful problem first and choose a system that is surgically designed to fix it. So today we're starting with the most common and, frankly, the most fixable problem: explicit knowledge chaos. The constant searching, the shoulder tapping, the endless quick questions that destroy deep work. The first system on our list is purpose-built to solve this specific problem, and it does it better than almost anyone else for fast-moving US teams. That system is Guru. Think of Guru not as a giant, dusty library, but as a brilliant expert whispering the right answer in your ear the exact moment you need it. Its entire philosophy is built around a simple idea. Knowledge should find you. You shouldn't have to go hunting for it. The core problem Guru attacks is knowledge verification and delivery. Most company wikis, whether it's Confluence or a shared Google Drive, suffer from one fatal flaw: nobody trusts them. The information is old, and nobody knows who wrote it or if it's still accurate. So, people ignore the wiki and just ask a coworker, creating a massive drag on productivity for your entire team. Guru solves this with a relentless focus on trust. Every single piece of information in Guru, which they call a card, has an owner and a verification schedule. You can set a rule that, for example, all sales-related product information must be re-verified by the head of product every 30 days. If it's not, it gets flagged as outdated. This single feature transforms your knowledge base from a digital graveyard into a living, breathing source of truth. The little green checkmark that says verified builds a level of trust that is simply impossible to achieve in a standard wiki. But here's its real superpower: the browser extension. This is what makes it a game changer for sales and support teams. Imagine your new customer support agent in Phoenix is handling a tough support ticket in Zendesk. The customer is asking about a specific refund policy for a new product line. Instead of opening a new tab, searching the old wiki, and hoping for the best, the Guru extension overlays right inside Zendesk. It uses AI to read the ticket and automatically suggests the exact, verified policy card. The agent doesn't leave their workflow. They get the right answer instantly. Think about a sales rep in Chicago using Salesforce. A prospect asks a tough security question on a live demo. Panic? No. They open the Guru extension, which lives right there inside Salesforce, type SOC2 compliance, and instantly get the verified, marketing-approved answer to copy and paste. That is the elimination of friction. That is what stopping the productivity drain looks like in real time. It integrates seamlessly with the tools American businesses run on: Slack, Microsoft Teams, Salesforce, Zendesk, you name it. You can ask a question in a Slack channel, and Guru's bot will automatically find and post the answer. It turns every conversation into an opportunity to capture and share knowledge. Someone shares a great answer in Slack? With 2 clicks, you can capture it and turn it into a Guru card, assign an owner, and make it part of your official knowledge base. Now, who is Guru for? It is ideal for US-based companies with teams that need quick, accurate, and repeatable information to do their jobs. Think customer support teams, sales organizations, and HR departments. If your knowledge is highly structured and changes frequently, like pricing, policies, product specs, or competitive battle cards, Guru is an absolute killer app. It's built for speed and accuracy. Who is it not for? If your primary need is deep, collaborative project planning and documentation, the kind of long-form, multi-page documents an engineering team might build to spec out a new feature, Guru might feel a bit restrictive. Tools like Confluence or Notion are often better suited for that kind of deep, wiki-style collaboration. Guru isn't trying to be a project management tool. It's a truth delivery engine. It prioritizes concise, verifiable answers over sprawling, collaborative documents. So, if your biggest pain is the constant, productivity-killing hunt for explicit, documented knowledge, Guru should be at the very top of your list. It fixes the trust problem with its verification engine, and it fixes the access problem by bringing knowledge directly into the tools your team already uses. It stops the endless shoulder tapping and lets your experts focus on their actual jobs. But freeing up your experts creates a new, more complex challenge. It's the difference between needing a quick answer and needing the entire encyclopedia. While a tool like Guru is a scalpel, surgically inserting knowledge into a workflow, some projects require a full-blown operating table. Think about the most complex thing your company builds. Maybe it's a sophisticated piece of software, a new hardware prototype, or a multi-year marketing strategy. The knowledge for that project isn't a single bite-sized card. It's a sprawling, interconnected universe of documents. You have project plans, technical specifications, meeting notes, market research, design mockups, and post-launch retrospectives. Where does all of that live right now? If you're like most US companies, the answer is a terrifying mess. It's a chaotic blend of Google Docs with broken sharing permissions, a labyrinth of folders on a shared drive named final_v2_use_this_1, crucial specs buried in a Slack channel from 6 months ago, and the most critical architecture diagrams living only on the laptop of a senior engineer who's currently on vacation. This isn't just messy, it's dangerous. It's how deadlines get missed, budgets get blown, and institutional knowledge walks out the door every single evening. When your project's success relies on a complex web of information, you need more than a quick answer bot. You need a library, a fortress. You need a single source of truth that is as robust and structured as the project itself. And that brings us to our second system, the undisputed heavyweight champion of long-form, collaborative knowledge, Confluence. If you've ever worked near a software development team, you've heard the name, but it's crucial to understand what Confluence actually is. It's not just a wiki. Calling Confluence a wiki is like calling an aircraft carrier a boat. At its core, Confluence is a centralized workspace designed to create, organize, and discuss work. It's built by Atlassian, the same company behind Jira, the project management tool that basically runs the modern tech world. And that connection is not an accident. It's Confluence's secret weapon. We'll get to that in a minute. First, let's talk about taming the chaos. Confluence's power starts with its structure. It uses a system of spaces and pages. Think of a space as the dedicated library wing for a specific team or a massive project. The marketing team gets a space. The Q4 product launch gets a space. The engineering team gets a space. Inside each space, you create pages. These are the actual documents, the meeting notes, the project plans, the technical docs. This rigid, hierarchical structure forces a level of organization that is simply impossible to maintain in a shared drive. You always know where to look. New hires aren't sent on a digital scavenger hunt. They're given a link to their team space and told, everything you need to know is in here. But Confluence knows that staring at a blank page is where productivity goes to die. So its second superpower is its library of templates. Out of the box, it comes with over 75 templates for everything you can imagine. Project plans, requirements documents, marketing campaign briefs, and even HR policies. Need to run a project retrospective? There's a template for that, with sections for what went well, what didn't, and action items. This isn't just about saving time. It's about creating consistency and best practices across the entire organization. It ensures that every project plan has a budget section, that every new feature has technical requirements, and that every meeting produces actionable notes. It professionalizes your documentation process overnight. Now let's talk about the game changer. The reason Confluence is so deeply embedded in millions of teams, its native integration with Jira. This is the one-two punch of enterprise productivity. Jira is where you manage the what and the who, the tasks, the sprints, the bug reports, the deadlines. Confluence is where you manage the why and the how, the context, the strategy, the documentation. The integration between them is so seamless, it's like they're two halves of the same brain. Let me paint a picture for you. An engineer is working on a task in Jira to build a new login page. Right from that Jira ticket, they can click a button to create a new Confluence page using the technical specs template. They write out the database requirements, the security protocols, the API endpoints. That Confluence page is now automatically linked back to the Jira ticket. The project manager, the QA tester, the product designer, anyone looking at that Jira ticket can, with a single click, see the full technical documentation. There's no searching, no asking, hey, where are the specs for this? It's right there, linked in context. Now let's say a QA tester finds a bug. They create a bug report in Jira. During their testing, they reference the technical spec page in Confluence and realize the bug exists because the implementation doesn't match the plan. They can highlight the specific sentence in the Confluence document, leave an inline comment tagging the original engineer, and say, this is the part that was missed. That conversation, which used to happen in a chaotic email thread or a forgotten Slack message, is now permanently attached to the documentation, which is permanently attached to the task itself. This creates an unbreakably transparent and auditable trail of work. It's how high-performing engineering and product teams operate. It connects the plan to the work and the work back to the plan. This deep integration makes Confluence the default choice for any company that lives and breathes in the Atlassian ecosystem. It's for teams that aren't just answering questions, but are building, planning, and documenting complex systems. It's for product managers who need to write detailed requirements documents. It's for engineers who need to document their code and architecture. It's for IT teams who need to build a comprehensive internal help desk and knowledge base for troubleshooting. But it's not perfect. Confluence's greatest strength, its structured, powerful nature, can also be its weakness. If it's not actively managed, it can become a digital graveyard, a vast repository of outdated, irrelevant pages that nobody trusts. Its search function, while powerful, isn't as intuitive or smart as newer, AI-driven tools. Finding what you need can sometimes feel like you're using a library's old card catalog system instead of a modern search engine. It requires a gardener, someone or some team responsible for pruning old content and ensuring the structure makes sense. It's a powerful beast, but it needs to be tamed. So we have Guru for instant verified knowledge delivered in your workflow, perfect for fast-moving, customer-facing teams. And we have Confluence, the structured powerhouse for deep, project-based knowledge, perfect for technical and product teams. But what if your knowledge needs aren't just internal? What if the primary audience for your knowledge is the most important group of people in your entire universe, your customers? How do you build a world-class public-facing help center? One that not only answers customer questions and deflects support tickets, but also integrates seamlessly with your customer support platform, so your agents have all the answers right at their fingertips. That requires a completely different kind of system, one built from the ground up for the customer experience. And that's where our first system comes in, a titan in the world of customer service, a name you've almost certainly encountered whether you knew it or not. We're talking about a platform that fundamentally rethinks the relationship between a company and its customers. It's built on a simple yet revolutionary idea. The best customer service is the one the customer can give themselves. This brings us to our number one system for enterprise knowledge management, specifically for teams focused on external customer-facing support, Zendesk, and more specifically, its knowledge-based component, Zendesk Guide. Now you might be thinking, Zendesk? Isn't that just a ticketing system? And for years that was its reputation. But that's like saying Amazon is just an online bookstore. The Zendesk of today is a comprehensive customer experience ecosystem, and Zendesk Guide is its beating heart. It's the engine that powers self-service, empowers support agents, and ultimately, turns frustrated customers into loyal brand advocates. Let's break down what makes it so powerful for US-based enterprises. First, you have to understand its core philosophy. Zendesk operates on the principle of omni-channel support. That's a fancy corporate word, but what it really means is meeting your customers wherever they are. On your website, in your mobile app, on social media, over email, and providing them with a consistent, seamless experience. The knowledge base, the guide, isn't just a separate FAQ page bolted onto your website. It is woven into the very fabric of every single customer interaction. So let's start with the most visible piece, the Help Center. This is your customer-facing knowledge base. But forget the static, outdated FAQ pages of the early 2000s. A modern Zendesk Help Center is a dynamic, intelligent, and fully branded extension of your company. You can customize it to look and feel exactly like your website, creating a trusted space for users. The real magic, however, is under the hood. The content is incredibly easy to create and manage. It uses a rich text editor that feels intuitive, allowing your subject matter experts, not just developers, to publish and update articles with ease. They can embed videos, add images, and use collapsible sections to make complex information digestible. This is crucial for American teams that need to move fast and can't afford to have content bottlenecks waiting on a web development team. But here's where it gets truly transformative. Zendesk introduced what they call the Answer Bot. This is their AI-powered tool that completely changes the game. Imagine a customer lands on your support page. Instead of just a search bar, they have a chat window. They type their question like, "How do I reset my password for the premium subscription?" Before a human agent even knows this person exists, the Answer Bot instantly scans the entire knowledge base in Zendesk Guide. It doesn't just look for keywords. It uses natural language processing to understand the intent behind the question. It then presents the user with the most relevant article, right there in the chat window. Think about the impact of that. For the customer, they get an instant answer 24/7 without ever waiting in a queue. Their problem is solved in seconds. For your business, you've just deflected a ticket. That's one less email your support team has to answer, one less phone call they have to take. When you scale this across thousands of customer interactions a day, the cost savings are astronomical. You're not just answering questions faster, you're eliminating a huge percentage of them from ever needing human intervention in the first place. This allows your highly trained, US-based support agents to focus on the complex, high-value problems that actually require a human touch, rather than answering the same password reset question 100 times a day. Now let's look at the other side of the coin, the experience for your support agents. This is where Zendesk's integration really shines. When a ticket does come through, the agent isn't starting from scratch. They're working within the Zendesk agent workspace, and the knowledge base is right there with them. As they're reading the customer's question, the system is actively suggesting relevant articles from Guide. They can view the article, copy a link to it, or even embed the content directly into their reply with a single click. This is a massive efficiency and quality booster. No more toggling between a dozen different windows or searching through a clunky internal wiki. The knowledge is pushed to them contextually at the exact moment they need it. It ensures consistency in answers, dramatically reduces agent training time, and cuts down the average handle time for each ticket. New agents can perform like seasoned veterans because they have the entire collective knowledge of the company at their fingertips. Beyond just articles, Zendesk Guide also facilitates a powerful community forum. This allows your users to help each other. Someone posts a question about a niche use case for your product, and another power user chimes in with the perfect solution. This isn't just great for building a community around your brand, it's also a goldmine of user-generated content. You can flag the best answers and formally turn them into official knowledge base articles, creating a virtuous cycle where your customers are actively helping you improve your own support documentation. So let's summarize the key strengths for a US-based enterprise. First, scalability. Zendesk can handle the needs of a 10-person startup in Silicon Valley just as easily as it can a Fortune 500 company with support centers in multiple time zones. The platform is robust and grows with you. Second, ease of use. The interface is clean and intuitive for both admins and agents, which is critical for rapid adoption and minimizing training overhead. Third, it's powerful analytics. You get deep insights into what your customers are searching for, which articles are successfully deflecting tickets, and where the gaps in your knowledge base are. This allows you to be proactive, creating content to address problems before they even become widespread. However, no system is perfect, and it's important to understand where Zendesk might not be the right fit. Its biggest strength is also its primary limitation. It is laser-focused on the customer support experience. If you're looking for a single, unified system to manage all of your company's knowledge, from internal HR policies and engineering documentation to sales battle cards and marketing assets, Zendesk is not that tool. Its internal knowledge management capabilities are secondary to its customer-facing mission. Trying to shoehorn your entire company's brain into a system designed for customer support tickets would be a frustrating and inefficient exercise. Furthermore, the cost can be a significant factor. Zendesk is a premium product, and the price reflects that. While the base packages are reasonable, the costs can climb quickly as you add more agents and unlock more advanced features like the higher tiers of AnswerBot and advanced analytics. For a large enterprise, it's a serious investment, and you need to be sure that your primary knowledge management pain point is, in fact, customer support. So, the verdict on Zendesk Guide? If your company's success lives and dies by the quality and efficiency of your customer support, it is an absolute top-tier, world-class solution. It transforms your knowledge base from a simple repository of information into an active, intelligent tool that lowers support costs, improves customer satisfaction, and empowers your agents to be true problem solvers. It creates a self-service culture that modern consumers demand. But what if your biggest challenge isn't customer tickets? What if the chaos is happening inside your company? What if your sales team can't find the latest pricing sheet? Your engineers are working off of outdated project specs, and your new hires are completely lost in a sea of disconnected Google Docs and SharePoint sites. For that, you need a system designed from the ground up for internal collaboration and knowledge sharing. You need a single source of truth for the entire organization. And that brings us to our first contender, arguably the heavyweight champion in the world of enterprise wikis, Atlassian's Confluence. If your company has an engineering department of any significant size, chances are you've already heard of, or are currently using, this platform. Confluence is the digital library for your company's brain. It's designed to be the central repository for everything from project plans and meeting notes to technical documentation and HR policies. Think of it this way. In a typical US enterprise, you have a marketing team in New York City drafting a campaign launch plan. Simultaneously, the product development team in Austin is finalizing the technical specs for the new feature being launched. The legal team in Chicago needs to review all the public-facing language for compliance. In a world without a system like Confluence, this is a recipe for disaster. It's a chaotic storm of emails with version-controlled attachments like launch_plan_7 and final set its docs. It's a nightmare. Confluence solves this by creating a single living document, a page, for that launch plan. The marketing team builds the initial draft. They can embed tables, images, and roadmaps. Then they simply mention the product team lead from Austin. That lead gets a notification, jumps into the same page, and adds the technical documentation, maybe even linking directly to specific tasks in Jira, which is Confluence's sister product. This integration is Confluence's superpower. For any company that relies on Jira for project management and development tracking, Confluence is practically a no-brainer. The ability to seamlessly link knowledge base articles to development tickets, to create project status pages that automatically pull in data from Jira, is a game-changer for technical teams. It creates a level of traceability and context that is almost impossible to replicate with disconnected tools. But it's not just for tech teams. The HR department can build out a beautiful, searchable employee handbook. The sales team can create a space with all their battle cards, competitor analysis, and approved talk tracks. The key here is structure. Confluence is built around the concept of spaces and pages. A space is like a dedicated binder for a specific team or project, marketing, engineering, Q4 product launch. Within that space, you create a hierarchy of pages. This structured approach, when governed properly, prevents the system from turning into a digital junkyard. It forces a certain level of organization that can be incredibly valuable in a large, complex organization. So, who is Confluence really for? It's ideal for large, established enterprises, especially those with a strong engineering or IT focus. If your workflow is heavily dependent on the Atlassian suite, Jira, Bitbucket, etc., then Confluence will feel like a natural, powerful extension of your existing ecosystem. It's built for process-driven organizations that value structure, integration, and deep technical documentation. Now, what's the catch? Well, that very structure can also be its biggest weakness. Confluence can feel rigid. The user interface, while powerful, isn't always the most modern or intuitive. It can feel a bit clunky and corporate compared to newer tools. And its biggest challenge is what I call wiki decay. If you don't have dedicated people or a strong culture of maintenance, a Confluence instance can become a sprawling, outdated mess. Finding the right information can become a chore, with search results cluttered by dozens of obsolete pages. It requires discipline. Pricing is typically on a per-user, per-month basis, and for large enterprises, the premium and enterprise tiers, which include essential features like unlimited storage, analytics, and enhanced security, can represent a significant financial commitment. So, Confluence is the powerful, structured, and deeply integrated incumbent. But what if that structure feels less like a library and more like a prison? What if your team craves flexibility, a beautiful user experience, and a tool that feels less like corporate software and more like a set of digital Legos you can build anything with? For that, we need to talk about the challenger that has taken the productivity world by storm, Notion. If Confluence is the meticulously organized corporate library, Notion is the sleek, modern, all-in-one design studio. It's a wiki, a document editor, a project manager, and a database, all rolled into one incredibly flexible package. The core idea behind Notion is the block. Everything is a block. A piece of text, an image, a checklist, a heading, even an entire database. You can arrange these blocks in almost any way you can imagine, creating completely custom dashboards and documents. Let's go back to our cross-country launch team. In Notion, they wouldn't just create a static document. They would build a dynamic launch headquarters. At the top, you might have a gallery view of key creative assets from the New York marketing team. Below that, a Kanban board just like Trello or Asana, tracking the progress of every task, with cards assigned to team members in Austin and Chicago. To the side, you could have a simple table with the budget and a toggle list containing all the meeting notes. It's not just a place to store information. It's a place to work with information. This is Notion's core appeal. For creative teams, marketing departments, and startups living inside larger corporations, this flexibility is intoxicating. You can build a lightweight CRM for your sales team. You can create a content calendar that's also a database of all your articles. You can design a stunning onboarding portal for new hires that feels less like a manual and more like an interactive website. The aesthetic and user experience are light years ahead of many older enterprise tools. It's just pleasant to use. And in the battle for employee adoption, pleasant to use is a massively underrated feature. Furthermore, Notion's database feature is deceptively powerful. You can create a master database, say of all company projects, and then create different linked views of that database elsewhere. Your executive team in San Francisco can see a high-level timeline view of all projects. A project manager in Boston can see a detailed table view, filtered just for their team's tasks. It's the same underlying data, just presented in different context-specific ways. This single source of data, multiple views approach is incredibly powerful for reducing redundant work and ensuring everyone is looking at the same information. So who is Notion for? It's for the teams that feel constrained by traditional tools. It's for the creative, agile, and design-conscious departments within a larger enterprise. It excels in use cases where visual organization and flexibility are paramount, like marketing, product management, and design. US-based teams that are geographically distributed but culturally aligned around a modern, digital-first workflow will find Notion to be an incredibly powerful hub for collaboration. But of course there's a catch here too. Notion's greatest strength, its infinite flexibility, is also its greatest weakness in an enterprise setting. Without strict templates and governance, a Notion workspace can descend into absolute chaos. It becomes the digital equivalent of a messy desk, where every employee creates their own convoluted system, and nothing is standardized. Its search functionality, while improving, has historically been a weak point compared to dedicated systems like Confluence, especially when you have tens of thousands of documents. For a massive 50,000-person organization, rolling out Notion as the single source of truth can be a daunting proposition. It can also be slower to load and operate when pages become incredibly complex with nested databases and relations. While it has an API, it doesn't have the same level of deep, out-of-the-box integration with legacy enterprise software that some of the older players do. Both Confluence and Notion represent two different philosophies of knowledge management. One is about structure, integration, and process. The other is about flexibility, user experience, and creativity. Both are exceptional at what they do. But what if your needs are different? What if your primary concern isn't just internal knowledge, but also customer-facing knowledge? What if you need a system that can power your internal wiki for your support team in Dallas, but also seamlessly power your public help center and FAQ for your customers across the country, all from a single source? That requires a different kind of tool altogether. And that tool, for a massive number of American businesses, is our first system on the list, Zendesk Guide. Now, you might hear Zendesk and immediately think customer support tickets. And you're not wrong. But that's like saying Amazon just sells books. The real power, the enterprise-grade magic, is in how Zendesk has evolved its knowledge base, Zendesk Guide, into a two-sided powerhouse for both your employees and your customers. This is the system you choose when your knowledge isn't just an internal asset, it's a core part of your customer experience. Think about it. Your support agent in Austin, Texas needs the absolute latest, most accurate troubleshooting guide for a new software feature. Seconds later, a customer in Portland, Oregon, is searching your public help center for that exact same information. In a disconnected system, you have to write, approve, and publish that information twice. You have to maintain two separate articles. You're doubling the work, doubling the risk of outdated information, and creating a gap between what your team knows and what your customer knows. Zendesk Guide is built to obliterate that gap. Its core strength is this concept of a single source of truth that can be intelligently partitioned for different audiences. You can write one definitive article, and with just a few clicks you can flag certain sections, maybe technical specs or internal policy notes, as visible only to agents. The rest of it? It's published instantly to your public-facing help center, beautifully branded to match your company's website. This isn't just efficient, it's a strategic advantage. It ensures consistency. Your customers and your support team are literally on the same page. Another huge win for US-based teams is its AI-powered features, specifically the Answer Bot. This isn't just a dumb chatbot. It integrates directly with your knowledge base. When a customer starts typing a question into a chat window or an email, the Answer Bot scans your entire library of approved articles in real time and suggests the most relevant ones before a human agent ever has to get involved. For enterprise-level support centers handling thousands of inquiries a day, this is a game changer. It deflects a huge percentage of common, repetitive questions, freeing up your skilled American workforce to handle the complex, high-value customer problems that actually require a human touch. It improves customer satisfaction because they get instant answers, and it dramatically lowers your cost per interaction. So, who is Zendesk Guide for? It's for the B2C or B2B company that is scaling its customer-facing operations. It's for the head of customer support in a fast-growing SaaS company in Silicon Valley who is drowning in tickets. It's for the operations manager of a national e-commerce brand who needs to ensure product information is consistent from the warehouse floor to the customer's inbox. If your company's success is directly tied to the quality and speed of your customer support, Zendesk Guide needs to be on your shortlist. But here's the catch. While it's phenomenal for customer-centric knowledge, it's not designed to be the single source of truth for your entire organization. If you try to use Zendesk Guide to manage your engineering team's development sprints, your marketing team's campaign plans, or your HR department's onboarding documents, you're going to feel like you're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. The structure is rigid, built around the ticket and article format. It excels in its lane-structured, procedural question-and-answer knowledge. For deep, collaborative, project-based knowledge, it falls short. And the pricing, while providing immense value for support teams, can feel steep if you're trying to roll it out to employees who never interact with customers. It's a specialist, not a generalist. So what if your biggest knowledge management problem isn't about answering customer questions? What if the chaos is internal? What if the real challenge is documenting the complex, ever-changing world of your product development, your marketing strategies, your internal processes? What if you need a digital brain for your entire company, not just your support department? For that, we turn to the undisputed heavyweight champion of internal documentation and team collaboration, Atlassian's Confluence. If Zendesk Guide is the clean, well-organized public library, Confluence is the sprawling, chaotic, brilliant university research lab. It's where ideas are born, debated, documented, and built upon. For tens of thousands of US companies, especially in the tech, software, and engineering sectors, Confluence is the central nervous system. It's where the blueprint for the next iPhone might be drafted, where the marketing plan for a Super Bowl ad is hashed out, and where the standard operating procedure for a new hire's first week is codified. The absolute killer feature of Confluence is its deep, native integration with Jira, Atlassian's project management tool. For any company that uses Jira to manage tasks, sprints, and projects, which is a massive portion of the US tech industry, this integration is non-negotiable. Imagine you're a product manager in Seattle. You write a detailed project requirements document in Confluence. Within that document, you can create Jira tickets, assign them to engineers, and see their status update in real time, right there on the Confluence page. Your technical documentation, your project plan, and the actual work being done are no longer in three separate systems. They are seamlessly and dynamically linked. This creates a level of transparency and traceability that is impossible to achieve with disconnected tools. It answers the question, why are we building this? By linking the why, the Confluence doc, directly to the how, the Jira tickets. Another area where Confluence shines for enterprise teams is its template library. It comes preloaded with hundreds of best practice templates for everything you can imagine: project plans, meeting notes, marketing campaigns, HR policies, you name it. This isn't just about saving time. It's about standardizing excellence. It ensures that when a new project kicks off in your Boston office, they're following the same proven structure as the team in San Diego. This creates a shared language and a consistent process across the entire organization, which is critical for maintaining quality and efficiency as you scale. The page and space structure also allows for incredible flexibility. The marketing team can have their own space, a self-contained wiki with its own look, feel, and permissions, completely separate from the engineering team's highly technical space. It can be as open or as locked down as you need it to be. So, who is Confluence for? It is the default choice for any organization that develops software or complex products. It's for engineering VPs, product managers, project managers, and technical writers. But its use has expanded far beyond that. It's now the go-to for any knowledge-driven team that needs a central collaborative workspace. Marketing teams use it for campaign planning, HR teams for creating an employee handbook, and finance teams for documenting processes. If your company's value is locked inside the heads of your people, and in the history of your projects, Confluence is built to unlock it. But, of course, Confluence has its own kryptonite. The same flexibility that makes it so powerful can also be its downfall. Without strong governance and a dedicated administrator, a Confluence instance can quickly devolve into a messy, unorganized digital junkyard. Pages become outdated, information becomes hard to find, and the search function can feel like shouting into the void. It requires a cultural commitment to curation and organization. Furthermore, while it's fantastic for internal use, its capabilities as a public-facing knowledge base are extremely limited out of the box. It can be done with marketplace apps and a lot of custom work, but it's not its core competency. It's not designed to be a sleek public help center. It's designed to be an internal workshop, powerful, functional, but not always pretty. Choosing between Zendesk and Confluence isn't about which is better. It's about understanding what kind of knowledge you need to manage. Is it for your customers or for your creators? But what if the answer is both? What if you need to serve both customers and creators? And what if that knowledge needs to live and breathe inside the very digital ecosystem your teams already use every single second of every day? What if your knowledge management system wasn't a destination you had to go to, but the very foundation your digital workplace was built on? For millions of employees at America's largest companies, this isn't a hypothetical. This is Microsoft SharePoint. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. SharePoint? Isn't that the clunky old intranet software from a decade ago? And for a long time, you wouldn't have been wrong. But the SharePoint of today, deeply woven into the fabric of Microsoft 365, is an entirely different beast. It's less of a single application and more of an enterprise-grade content services platform. Think of it not as a tool, but as the central nervous system for your company's information. Its number one, undisputed, heavyweight champion of the world's strength is its native integration with the Microsoft 365 suite. This isn't just a simple link or a plugin, it's a foundational connection. When your team creates a new channel in Microsoft Teams, a dedicated SharePoint site is automatically provisioned in the background to store every file, every document, every recording shared in that channel. You don't even see it happening. You're co-authoring a Word document with 3 colleagues in real time, and SharePoint is handling the version control, the permissions, and the secure storage without you ever leaving the document. You're building a report in Power BI, pulling data from an Excel sheet, and both are assets living on a SharePoint site, governed by the same security rules. This creates a seamless flow of work and knowledge that is incredibly difficult for any other system to replicate within a Microsoft-centric organization. It eliminates the constant context switching, the let me download this, upload it here, and then send a link dance that kills productivity. For a large US-based enterprise that has already committed to the Microsoft stack, SharePoint isn't an add-on, it's the bedrock. The second massive advantage, and one that is mission-critical for enterprise-level buyers, is security and compliance. SharePoint is built for the stringent demands of regulated industries like finance, healthcare, and government contracting. It offers incredibly granular control over who can see, edit, and share information, down to the individual file level. It plugs directly into Microsoft's advanced compliance tools, allowing for data loss prevention policies, e-discovery, and retention rules that are non-negotiable for legal and IT departments. If you need to ensure that information containing a social security number can never be shared outside the company, SharePoint can enforce that automatically. This enterprise-grade security isn't a feature. It's the price of admission for many large corporations, and it's a domain where SharePoint has decades of experience. Finally, there's its sheer power and customizability. SharePoint is a platform. With tools like Power Apps and Power Automate, you can build custom business applications and workflows directly on top of your knowledge base. You can design sophisticated, dynamic intranet portals that deliver personalized news and resources to different departments. It's not just a place to store documents. It's a framework for building your company's entire digital employee experience. But that power comes at a steep price, and it brings us to SharePoint's significant weaknesses. The first is complexity. Let's be blunt. Setting up and managing SharePoint effectively is not a job for an amateur. It's like being handed the keys to a commercial airliner. In the right hands, it's an incredibly powerful machine capable of amazing things. In the wrong hands, it's confusing, overwhelming, and can lead to disaster. The out-of-the-box user experience can feel dated and unintuitive compared to more modern tools. To truly make it shine, you need dedicated IT resources, and often, specialized SharePoint administrators or developers. This complexity leads directly to its most infamous problem: SharePoint sprawl. Without strong governance and a clear architectural plan from day one, SharePoint can quickly devolve into a chaotic digital junkyard. Hundreds of abandoned team sites, thousands of duplicate documents with confusing file names like final_report_to_final_final, broken links, and inconsistent permissions create a labyrinth where information goes to die. Finding what you need becomes an archaeological dig. The search function, while much improved, can still struggle to surface the one true source of truth from a sea of digital debris. A successful SharePoint implementation isn't a technology project. It's an ongoing organizational commitment to information architecture and governance. So, who is SharePoint really for? It's for the large, established enterprise that is already deeply invested in the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. It's for the organization in a regulated industry where security, compliance, and auditability are the highest priorities, trumping user experience. It's for the company with a mature IT department that has the resources to plan, build, and govern a powerful centralized knowledge platform. But what if that entire model is wrong? What if the goal isn't to build a massive, all-encompassing digital library that people have to search through? What if, instead, the goal was to deliver tiny, perfect, verified pieces of information to your team at the exact moment they need it, right inside the workflow they're already in? This is a fundamental shift in philosophy, moving from a pull model of knowledge, where employees have to go find it, to a push model, where the knowledge finds them. And this is the world of our fourth system, Guru. Guru isn't trying to be your company's one and only file storage system. It's not trying to replace SharePoint or Google Drive. It has a much more focused and frankly ambitious mission: to capture your team's collective intelligence and put it at their fingertips. The core idea is that most of the questions your team members have on a daily basis. What's our latest pricing? How do we handle this specific customer objection? What's the security protocol for this new feature? Don't require a 30-page document. They require a quick, trusted answer. Guru's magic starts with how it delivers this information. Its primary interface is a browser extension that overlays on top of whatever website or application you're using. Imagine your sales rep is drafting an email in Gmail and has a question about a competitor. They don't have to switch tabs, open the intranet, and start searching. They can open the Guru extension right there, type their question, and get an instant verified answer. Or, even better, Guru's AI can proactively suggest relevant information based on the content on their screen. It's about eliminating friction and keeping your team in the flow of their work. This knowledge is stored in what Guru calls cards. A card is a single bite-sized piece of information. Think of it like a digital index card that holds one specific answer, one process, or one key piece of data. This format forces you to be concise. It prevents the creation of monstrous, unreadable documents. But here is the single most important feature that sets Guru apart: the verification engine. Every single card in Guru has an owner and a verification interval. The person who is the subject matter expert for that piece of knowledge owns the card. You can set it so that every quarter or every month, that expert gets a notification telling them, "Hey, it's time to review this card. Is this information still accurate?" They can either re-verify it with a single click or update it. Every card displays a badge showing when it was last verified and by whom. This simple mechanism solves the single biggest problem plaguing most knowledge bases: trust. Your team stops asking, "Is this the latest version?" or "Can I trust this information?" because the system itself guarantees that what they're seeing is fresh and approved by an expert. It transforms your knowledge base from a stale, untrusted archive into a living, breathing source of truth. This shift from a pull model, where you hunt for knowledge, to a push model, where trusted knowledge finds you, is a genuine revolution. And it's powered by a few simple but brilliant ideas that we need to break down. The first big idea is deceptively simple: understanding relationships. Not just who reports to whom, but the invisible threads that connect a project plan in Asana to a specific Slack channel, a customer support ticket in Zendesk, and the final invoice in QuickBooks. For decades, these have been isolated islands of data. You, the employee, were the only bridge, forced to manually connect the dots in your own head. Modern knowledge systems reject this. They build what's called a knowledge graph. Think of it like a social network, but for your company's information. On Facebook, you're connected to your friends who are connected to their friends, and you're all connected to pages you like and events you're attending. The platform understands these relationships. A knowledge graph does the same for work. This Google Doc isn't just a file. It's connected to its author, the project it belongs to, the team members who have commented on it, and the presentation that was created from it. The system sees the entire web of connections, Just like a brain understands how different memories are linked, it's this foundational understanding that allows knowledge to be pushed to you, because the system doesn't just see a document, it sees the context surrounding that document and why it might be relevant to you right now. The second idea is contextual awareness. The system needs to know not just about the information but about you. What's your role? What team are you on? What projects are you actively working on? What does your calendar look like this week? What are you literally typing at this very moment? By combining the knowledge graph with your specific, real-time context, the platform can make incredibly intelligent suggestions. It's no longer just a search bar. It's a proactive partner. This brings us to our fourth system, a platform that embodies this push philosophy better than almost any other, and one that's rapidly becoming a standard for fast-moving US tech companies and enterprises: Glean. Glean's entire premise is built on a simple, powerful truth. Your company's knowledge is already there. It's just scattered across 100 different apps. It's in Google Drive, Microsoft 365, Slack, Jira, Salesforce, Figma, everywhere. The problem isn't a lack of information. It's a crisis of access. Glean's approach isn't to force you to move everything into yet another new wiki or database. Instead, it acts as a universal intelligence layer that sits on top of all the tools you already use, plugs into everything, indexes everything, and most importantly, understands the relationships between everything. Let's make this real. Imagine a new product manager, David, starts at your company. On day one, his experience is usually a nightmare of digital archaeology. He's digging through old emails for org charts, begging for access to shared drives, and trying to figure out who Jessica from marketing even is. It takes weeks, sometimes months, before he's truly up to speed. Now imagine David's first day with a system like Glean. He logs in. The homepage doesn't just say welcome. It proactively shows him a personalized feed. It says, based on your role as product manager for Project Titan, here are some things you should see. It shows him the official project brief, the latest engineering sprint update from Jira, the most recent user feedback summary from Salesforce, and the active Slack channel for the project team. It even suggests key people he should connect with, pulling their profiles and recent work automatically. David didn't have to search for a single thing. The knowledge found him. That's the push model in action. But it goes deeper. Let's say David is now a week in, and he's drafting a new product requirements document. As he's typing in a Google Doc, a Glean sidebar pops up. It sees he's writing about user authentication flow. Instantly, it surfaces 3 related resources without him ever leaving his document. First, the company's official security compliance guide for authentication. Second, a presentation from 6 months ago by a different product team that tackled a similar problem, saving him from reinventing the wheel. And third, it identifies the lead engineer for identity management and provides a link to her profile and recent work. This is a complete paradigm shift. The cognitive load of remembering what exists and where it lives is lifted from the employee and placed onto the system. The amount of time saved is astronomical. Industry studies consistently show that knowledge workers spend upwards of 20% of their time. That's 1 full day every week, just looking for internal information. Glean and systems like it aim to get that number as close to 0 as possible. For a 1,000-person company, giving back even half of that time is the equivalent of hiring 100 new employees, for a fraction of the cost. The ROI is not just clear, it's a competitive necessity. Now, the first question any IT director or CISO in the United States is going to ask is a critical one. What about security and permissions? If this system can see everything, isn't that a massive security risk? This is where the elegance of the design comes in. Glean doesn't create its own set of permissions. It honors and inherits the existing permissions of every single application it connects to. If you don't have access to a confidential finance folder in Google Drive, you will not see documents from that folder in your Glean search results. Period. It simply makes finding what you're already allowed to see instantaneous. This is a non-negotiable feature for any enterprise-grade system, and it's a key reason platforms like this are able to gain traction in highly regulated industries. Another powerful aspect is how it combats knowledge rot and duplication. We've all seen the company wiki that's a ghost town of outdated pages. Because Glean is a living, breathing index of your company's real-time work, it automatically knows what's fresh and what's not. It prioritizes documents that are actively being discussed in Slack or frequently edited. It can show you the official verified answer to a question, like, what is our guest Wi-Fi password? And pin it as the canonical source, while deprioritizing the 16 other outdated pages that mention it. It's a self-cleaning, self-verifying system that uses the daily hum of company activity as its signal for what's true and relevant. This approach of a unified search and discovery layer is profoundly effective. It solves the "where do I look?" problem once and for all. The answer is you look in one place and it searches everywhere. It's simple, secure, and delivers an immediate and massive productivity boost. It is, without a doubt, one of the most powerful knowledge management architectures available to US teams today. It perfects the art of finding knowledge that has already been created. But this raises a fascinating question. What about the knowledge that hasn't been written down? What about the brilliant idea shared in a fleeting 5-minute conversation by the coffee machine? What about the critical context shared in a Zoom call that was never recorded? This is tacit knowledge, the stuff we know, but that doesn't live in a document. This is the vast, invisible iceberg of company intelligence, and systems that only index existing documents can't touch it. Solving the problem of finding existing information is a massive leap forward. But what if the next frontier is capturing that elusive, unwritten knowledge the moment it's spoken? What if we could build a system that doesn't just organize knowledge, but creates a living, searchable memory of every conversation your team has? That's the radical idea behind our fifth and final system, and it represents a completely different philosophy on what a knowledge base can even be. This fifth system is built on a simple yet profound truth about modern work in the United States. The most valuable, up-to-the-minute knowledge in your company isn't sitting in a perfectly curated document. It's fragmented across thousands of Slack messages, buried in email threads, mentioned in passing on a Zoom call, and debated in the comments of a Jira ticket. Traditional knowledge management systems ignore this reality. They operate on the fantasy that your experts have endless free time to stop their actual work, meticulously document their insights, and perfectly tag them for future discovery. This new breed of system says, that's a fundamentally broken model. Instead of asking people to feed the knowledge base, what if the knowledge base fed on the natural flow of work itself? This is the core philosophy of what we call the ambient knowledge engine. It's not a destination you visit. It's an intelligent layer that sits across your entire digital ecosystem. Think of it less like a library and more like a company's central nervous system. It integrates directly with everything: your Slack or Microsoft Teams, your Gmail or Outlook, your Google Drive, your project management tools like Asana or Jira, and even your video conferencing software like Zoom by analyzing transcripts. It doesn't ask you to create new content. It simply listens, indexes, and understands the work that's already happening. The magic is in the AI. Using advanced natural language processing, it doesn't just index keywords. It understands context, sentiment, and intent. It can identify when a decision is being made in a Slack channel. It can recognize when a customer problem is solved in an email chain. It learns who the subject matter experts are on any given topic, not because they wrote a wiki article, but because it sees them consistently and authoritatively answering questions about it. This creates a knowledge graph that is dynamic, self-updating, and reflects the true state of your organization's expertise in real time. The static wiki you updated 3 months ago is a fossil. This is a living organism. So how does this actually feel for a user? It starts with a universal search bar that is light years beyond a simple file search. You don't search for Q3 marketing report. Instead, you ask a question just like you'd ask a colleague. What was the final decision on the budget for the new influencer campaign? The system doesn't just return a link to a spreadsheet. It synthesizes an answer. It might pull up a summary saying, the budget was approved at $50,000 on Tuesday, according to a message from Sarah in finance in the #marketingbudget channel. It also references an email thread from the CEO giving the final green light and points to the presentation slides where the initial proposal was made. In seconds, you have the answer, the context, the key stakeholders, and the source documents, all without having to bother a single person. Another transformative feature is expert identification. In a large enterprise, just finding the right person to ask a question can take half a day. With an ambient knowledge engine, you ask the system, who knows the most about our integration with the Salesforce API? The system analyzes code commits, technical documentation, support tickets, and internal chat channels. It comes back and says, Chris from the platform engineering team is the primary expert. He wrote most of the original code. However, Maria in customer support has resolved 15 tickets related to it in the past month and has unique insight into common customer issues. It doesn't just find a name. It tells you why they are the expert, giving you the context to ask the right person the right question. But where this approach truly feels like the future is in its proactive knowledge surfacing. It doesn't always wait for you to ask. Imagine you're a new product manager drafting a project proposal in a Google document. The system, working through a plugin, recognizes what you're writing about. A small, unobtrusive window appears on the side of your screen. It says, "It looks like you're planning a new mobile app feature. You might find these resources helpful." And it lists them. The design specs from a similar feature launched last year. A Slack thread where the engineering team debated the pros and cons of using a specific technology you just mentioned, and a link to the postmortem report from the last major app update, highlighting key lessons learned. It's like having the collective memory of the entire company sitting on your shoulder, gently guiding you, helping you avoid mistakes that have already been made and leverage successes you didn't even know existed. It's not just saving you time searching, it's preventing you from going down the wrong path in the first place. The ideal company for this kind of system is one where the speed of conversation outpaces the speed of documentation. We're talking about fast-moving tech companies, remote-first organizations, and any enterprise where the bulk of collaborative work happens in digital channels like Slack and Teams. For these businesses, the source of truth is the conversation, and this is the only type of system that can effectively tap into it. The advantages are almost self-evident. The single biggest pro is near-zero friction for knowledge capture. Knowledge is created as an automatic byproduct of doing your job, not as an additional chore. This unlocks what we call organizational dark matter. All the incredibly valuable insights and decisions trapped in transient conversations that are typically lost forever. It dramatically accelerates onboarding for new hires, giving them a searchable history of every project and decision. And most importantly, it provides context. You don't just see the final decision. You can trace it back to the original debate, understanding the why behind the what. However, the considerations here are significant and non-negotiable. The number one concern is privacy and the Big Brother factor. This system requires access to virtually all internal communications. Implementing it without absolute transparency, clear governance policies, and robust, granular permission controls is a recipe for a cultural disaster. Employees must trust that their private conversations remain private, and that the system is being used to empower them, not to monitor them. Second, the technical complexity and cost are substantial. This is not an off-the-shelf solution you set up in an afternoon. It requires deep, complex integrations across your entire tech stack, and is priced at a premium enterprise level. Finally, the AI's ability to separate the signal from the noise is critical. If not tuned properly, it can surface irrelevant chatter, creating more confusion than clarity. And of course, centralizing all this conversational data makes it a high-value target, demanding world-class security measures. Ultimately, the ambient knowledge engine represents a fundamental paradigm shift. We're moving away from the idea of knowledge as a static repository, a library you must visit and maintain, and toward knowledge as an intelligent, ambient utility that's woven into the very fabric of your daily work. It's a bold, and for some, a slightly unnerving vision of the future. But for USA-based enterprises competing on speed and innovation, harnessing the power of their collective conversation might just be the ultimate competitive advantage. So, after that whirlwind tour of the 5 titans of enterprise knowledge management, let's take a breath. We've journeyed from the structured fortresses of Confluence and SharePoint to the creative sandboxes of Notion, the proactive coaching of Guru, and the AI-powered omniscience of Glean. But the big question, the one that's probably echoing in your head right now, is, so what? What do you actually do with all this information? Because picking a tool isn't the finish line. It's the starting gun. The reality is, the platform you choose is less about the software's features and more about the kind of company you are, and the kind of company you want to become. This is a strategic decision, not just an IT purchase. Think of it like choosing a vehicle for a cross-country road trip. The best vehicle depends entirely on the terrain and your mission. If your organization is a sprawling, established institution, a Fortune 500 giant already deeply embedded in the Microsoft 365 universe, then SharePoint is your heavily armored, reliable transport vehicle. It's not the fastest or the sexiest, but it's built for security, compliance, and integrating with the tools your thousands of employees already use every single day. For a US-based enterprise in finance, healthcare, or government, where regulatory compliance isn't just a suggestion, it's the law of the land, SharePoint provides a defensible, auditable system of record. The path of least resistance is often the most strategic one, and leveraging your existing Microsoft investment is a powerful argument in any boardroom. Now, if you're a tech company, a software development house, or any organization where the product is built on complex, interconnected technical knowledge, Confluence is your high-performance engineering marvel. It's designed for rigor and structure. It's the place where your engineers can build a cathedral of documentation, linking Jira tickets to product requirements, to technical specifications, to release notes. In the high-stakes world of American tech, speed and accuracy are everything. A single misunderstanding about an API can cost millions. Confluence is built to minimize that risk. It's for teams that believe knowledge isn't just an asset, it's the core infrastructure of their business. But what if your team isn't building software? What if you're a marketing agency, a design studio, or a modern consulting firm? Your terrain is all about creativity, agility, and collaboration. For you, Notion is the all-terrain, customizable camper van. It's less about rigid structure and more about creating a beautiful, functional home for your team's ideas. You can build a client portal, a marketing campaign planner, and an employee handbook that people actually want to read, all in the same place. For a US company competing on brand, culture, and innovation, the employee and client experience is paramount. Notion allows you to craft that experience with an elegance and flexibility that more traditional systems just can't match. Then there's the speed of business problem. Your customer support and sales teams are on the front lines every single day. They don't have time to go digging for information while a high-value client is on the phone. For them, Guru is the specialized, high-speed response vehicle. It's not trying to be the single source of truth for your entire company. Its mission is to get verified, bite-sized information to your revenue-generating teams, right where they work the second they need it. In the hyper-competitive American market, the speed and accuracy of your customer interactions can be your single biggest differentiator. Guru is built on the philosophy that knowledge is useless if it's not immediately accessible and trustworthy at the point of action. And finally, if you're a forward-looking organization that recognizes the fundamental problem isn't a lack of documentation, but a crisis of discoverability, then Glean is your glimpse into the future. It's the self-driving electric car. You don't need to know how the engine works. You just need to tell it where you want to go. Glean acknowledges the messy reality of the modern American enterprise. Your knowledge is already scattered across 100 different apps. Instead of forcing a massive migration, it uses AI to create a unified intelligence layer on top of everything. It's a bet on the idea that the future of work isn't about better folders. It's about better answers. For a company that wants to empower its employees to move faster and make smarter decisions without boiling the ocean, Glean offers a profoundly different and powerful approach. But here's the most important takeaway of this entire series. The tool you choose is only 20% of the solution. The other 80%, it's your people. It's your culture. It's your process. You can buy the most expensive AI-powered platform on the planet, and if you don't have a strategy for implementation, it will become a ghost town, a digital graveyard of good intentions. So how do you get it right? You need a playbook. First, before you even look at a demo, you must conduct a knowledge audit. This is non-negotiable. Get a small cross-functional team together and map out your current state. Where does critical information live right now? Is it buried in email chains? Trapped in the heads of a few senior employees? Scattered across a dozen different Google Drives? Be honest. Be brutal. You have to understand the scope of the problem before you can solve it. Identify the top 3 to 5 biggest knowledge black holes that are costing your company real money and time. Is it onboarding new hires? Is it the sales to support handoff? Is it finding the latest brand guidelines? Get specific. Second, you need to assemble your champions. And I don't just mean an executive sponsor who signs the check. You need passionate advocates from every level and every department. Find that engineer who is obsessed with good documentation. Find that salesperson who is constantly asking for better battle cards. Find that HR manager who is tired of answering the same benefits questions over and over. This A team will be your secret weapon. They will help you build buy-in, test the system, and create the initial content that makes the platform valuable from day one. Third, start with a pilot program. Do not attempt a company-wide rollout from the get-go. It's a recipe for disaster. Pick one of those high-pain, high-impact problems you identified in your audit. Choose a single department or project team to be your test case. Let's say onboarding is your biggest nightmare. So you work with your champions in HR and a few hiring managers to build the ultimate onboarding resource center in the platform you've chosen. Set clear success metrics. Your goal is to reduce new hire time to productivity by 20% in the first quarter. By starting small and proving value, you create a success story. You build momentum. You create internal case studies that will make the rest of the company demand to be next. And finally, the hardest part, you have to build a culture of knowledge sharing. This is a long-term commitment. It means leadership has to lead by example, sharing their own work and insights within the system. It means building knowledge contribution into performance reviews. It means celebrating and rewarding the people who take the time to document a process or answer a question for a colleague. You have to shift the mindset from knowledge is power to be hoarded to knowledge is a resource to be shared for collective success. This is the fundamental shift that separates companies that merely survive from those that dominate their industries. Ultimately, enterprise knowledge management is about building a collective intelligence. It's about creating an organization that learns faster, adapts quicker, and makes smarter decisions than its competition. It's about ensuring that your company's most valuable asset, the sum total of everything your people know, doesn't walk out the door every day at 5 p.m. The tools we've discussed are just the catalysts. The real work, the real transformation begins with a decision to stop tolerating inefficiency, a decision to stop reinventing the wheel, a decision to invest in the single greatest driver of long-term growth, the intelligence of your team. So the choice is yours. Which journey will you embark on? The structured, compliant highway? The agile, creative backroad? Or the AI-powered flight path to the future? And that brings us to the end of our deep dive. I want to leave you with one final question to think about, and I'd love to see your answers in the comments. What is the one piece of information, if you could instantly access it right now, that would make the biggest difference in your workday? Is it a contact, a process, a piece of data? Let's see what the biggest knowledge gaps are for all of us. Your answer might just spark the idea for our next video. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now go build something brilliant.